It's another one of these. In this episode of FBTV, it's an essential freight broker training video. Hey, my broker buddies. It's one of these. My name is Mike. This is FBTV. Glad you joined me. This is another essential freight broker training video that you're going to want to watch. The essential training videos, if you're not familiar, and you're looking around, well, what's this mean? What's the essential mean? Or what's this mean? Or whatever. Okay, the essential training videos is videos that's going to focus on the training, the essential training you need to be able to work day to day as a freight broker or even freight broker agent. Okay, so that's what this is. This is one of those essential training videos. Now, going back to what we were talking about in the last essential training video, we left off with making a sales call. Making a sales call to a potential customer. Now, whenever you make a sales call to a potential customer, we didn't talk about this last video, but there are 5 possible responses you can get when you're making those calls. One of those is obviously going to be no, and don't get discouraged about that. Matter of fact, in a future video, we're going to be talking about no and how to handle it and why it's not a big deal. You're not worried about no's. You're looking for the yeses. Okay, so don't be discouraged about somebody telling you no. Matter of fact, I just hit on this real quick. Ask any salesperson in the world what the number one response is when they make a sales call, and even the most successful salesperson, they're going to say the number one response I get when I make a sales call is no. Nothing to worry about. Just move forward. Get past it. Okay? Now, I got off on that topic and forgot where I was going. But anyway. 5 responses. 5 responses. What do you do when the prospect says yes? Yes, I want to use you as one of my brokers. Yes, I'm so glad you called. Oh, I've been needing you. Where have you been? Yes, I want to use you. Let's get started right now. Okay. Now, if they all were like that. But anyway, what's going to happen? The first thing you're going to have to do is get information from that customer. You want to start building that relationship, and we'll get into that in another video too, but you're building relationships. Being a freight broker is a business of relationships. And the shipper, your customer, is one relationship you want to take very seriously. You want to get building that quick as you can. Now, you want to get information from the customer, their email address, billing information, names, and it may take several phone calls over a few days, maybe a few weeks, to really get to where you're really understanding and feeling that customer. You know the ins and outs of that account. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to send that shipper, that customer, what is known as your shipper packet. The shipper packet contains the legal documents that the customer needs from you to start using you as one of their brokers. Now, if you're a broker, you're going to have to put this package together yourself. If you're an agent, the broker you're contracted to, they'll make that available to you. Usually it's going to be in a PDF format. You're just going to save it on your computer. When you set up a customer, you attach that shipper packet to an email and you send it off. Now, your email. Every client I've had since the beginning of email, I've really stressed this to them. Okay. First thing you need to do with your email is set up your email signature. And to be honest with you, if you're using a cell phone, which a lot of you are going to be using sometimes if you're not in the office, you need to set up a signature on that cell phone as well. Okay. Signature. What needs to be in that signature? Your full name and your phone number. If you don't want to put a logo in there, do it. That's fine. But definitely your full name and phone number, because that's how your customer, that's how they're going to find you. They're going to open up an email. There's your phone number. There's your full name. They can call you. Okay. If they need to email you, they can hit reply. They got all that information right there. You don't need to put your email address, in the signature. If you got your own website, yeah, you want to put that in the signature, obviously. Okay. So you're sending the shipper packet. In the body of the email, you want to include a personal note. Hey, John, great talking to you. Attached is our shipper packet. My contact information is below. Look forward to working with you. Something, doesn't have to be a book, just a personal note, and send it to them. And now they have that information. Now, a word to some of you freight brokers and freight broker agents that may be working with a broker that has a shipper packet that contains 20 or 30 pages. What are you doing? Send the shipper only what they need. Okay, a lot of times you may be starting to work with a customer and you've made the prospect call and they say, yeah, some of your stuff, but don't send me a book. That's what they mean. When they say don't send me a book, what they're referring to is don't send me 20 or 30 pages. Send me only what I need. What does a shipper need? Well, they need a copy of your authority. They need your property broker surety bond. They need your insurance if you have it. Now, we'll talk about this in another video. But although insurance is not required by a broker, you're probably going to want it. It's going to make it a lot easier to get customers. We'll talk about that in another video down the road. And you want to send a completed W-9. I know a lot of brokers include other documents in their packet, and don't do that. And what I'm talking about other documentation is you're sending a lot of sales material. Take that sales material out of that shipper packet. If the shipper says, yeah, some of your package, they're already sold, they don't need that garbage. Okay, they don't need that clutter. Remember, all we're doing is attaching the shipper packet to the email. When the shipper gets it, they've got to open it. They've got to separate everything. They may have to print it. They may have to save it. They're going to have to enter all that information into their system. Don't make it hard on your customer. Make it easy. Now, credit applications. Some brokers are going to have a credit app. If they've got a credit app, well, that's a story for a different day. If you got to use a credit app, you got to use a credit app. I'm not a fan of credit apps, and we'll talk about it another time. Generally, if you can get 3, maybe 4 carrier references and contact those carriers, you're going to find that if a shipper or a customer is not paying trucks, the trucking company is going to be yelling it from the highest mountain. So that's a good way to find out if you're going to get paid or not. And to be honest with you, we're getting kind of off topic here. When you're doing credit checks and things like that, yes, they are important because you want to make sure you're going to get paid. But when it comes to a broker, most shippers are going to pay the broker because the shippers know if they don't pay for their transportation, they're not going to have any transportation. Not going to be able to get any trucks to move their loads. So they're pretty good about paying, their transportation bills. The problem is, how long does it take them to pay? Okay, that's kind of what the broker's looking for. Is this shipper going to be paying me quick? Are they a 45-day pay, 30-day, less than 30-day? That's kind of what they're looking for. But again, that's a whole different video. We'll talk about that later. All right, so shipper packet. Send only the information the shipper needs.